Polly, intro, now. What is narcissism? How does narcissism work? And who in your life is narcissistic? These are going to be the main three questions we're answering in this YouTube video. Buckle up your seatbelts, boys, because it's looking like a long video today. And ladies, by gender channel here, we appeal to all genders. Okay. Now, if you want to be a little dumb and Google the definition of narcissism, this will not do. It does give you a bit of a tap into what narcissism is, but if you really want to get deep into it, we're going to have to talk about a certain book I've been reading. And yes, I read books, okay? I don't want anybody in the comments fucking calling me a nerd. We, as humans, are social creatures, and by extension of that logic, require the attention from our peers, right? And it's for this reason we have created a system and coherent society with each other and all around the globe as humans. And if you don't believe that you as a human have a biological need for attention, go ahead and separate yourself from society and let's see how long that attitude lasts. Without consistent attention from your peers and prolonged isolation, it can lead to all of this. Polly, just get the side effects up. It's going to lead to all of these side effects. You don't want that, okay? You want to stay social. You want to interact with your peers. Well, now you're looking at me and you're thinking, well, okay, that's cool and all, but what does the human need for attention have to do with someone becoming a narcissist? First of all, don't question me ever in your life. Ever. From a young age, we realize that we are inevitably going to run into situations where we are not going to get the attention we need to fuel our biological need for attention. This could come in many forms, whether your friends are all out and you're staying at home alone, or maybe both your parents are both working and you're not getting attention from them. These situations will inevitably happen. In these moments, we have nothing but ourselves and our self-image, aka our self-esteem. In those moments where we are truly alone, if done properly, we learn to turn our attention inward and create a self-image that we learn to love and appreciate, and by extension, love ourselves. With a proper self-image, you will be soothed in those times of true loneliness and not need attention from anybody else because you have learned to truly turn your attention inward. If our self-image or self-esteem and the way we think about ourselves is too disconnected from reality, we risk retreating into an idea of ourselves that is false or untrue. And this can have negative effects on your life. Even worse than having a delusional self-image is having no self-image or self-esteem at all. And this will make the biological need for attention much more prominent in your life and make you resort to other means to get that constant need for attention filled. And this is where we finally get to, what is narcissism? Narcissism, at its core, is a consistent need for attention that is not regulated due to a person having poor or no self-esteem. It's important to remember that all of us on some level are narcissistic because all of us do not have perfect self-esteem. All of us on some level subconsciously hold certain biases and prejudices in the way that we think of ourselves and the self-image we hold. Now, that does not mean that you're some raging person that has a consistent need for attention. That just means that on some level you harbor some form of narcissistic traits. The correct way to think about narcissism is it's basically a spectrum. You can think of it as like a little bar, and depending on how high the quality is of your self-esteem and the realisticness of your self-image will determine how narcissistic you are. Now, if you're watching this video and you're saying, yeah, that's cool and all, but how does knowing how to identify a narcissist in my life even help me? Best case scenario, you can look at one of your friends or maybe a family member who suffers from some of these narcissistic traits and help them either get help or identify the bad traits and help them solve them. In the worst case scenario, what I'm about to tell you will help you identify a deep narcissist. These are people with little to no self-esteem and suffer severely from a multitude of the narcissistic traits that ultimately lead to them hurting the people they are closest to. The disclaimer, if you see anybody in your life who suffers from the large multitude of just some of the narcissistic traits I'm about to cover, because I cannot cover all of them, I will include a link in the description, though, of even more of them if you want to look deeper into this subject. Cut them off immediately and do not associate with them anymore. Deep narcissists are extremely dangerous. Remember, these are people who live to consume your attention and energy, and that is all they will do, because that is all they truly prioritize in their life. Blame shifting is one of the most common traits in narcissists. And the reason for this being is because narcissists have no form of self-esteem, they often create a delusional and way egotistical self-image of themselves in their mind. To take blame for something is to go directly against how they think about themselves. And what you need to remember is that this delusional self-image they have of themselves is the only thing that prevents them from letting their need for consistent attention go out of hand and let them go unstable with their emotions.
You burned my house to the fucking ground! My family's dead!
Okay, well, like, that's your fault, though. Like, you know how I get around gas canisters. Like, I can't help but light something on fire.
I'm never gonna see my wife and children again!
It's not my fault. I mean, how was I supposed to know that they were just in a building? Like, am I just supposed to not burn the building?
You're a monster. You're a fucking monster.
Oh my fucking god, dude. You always fucking do this. You always do this! A lot of narcissists have the ability to make even the smallest of inconveniences seem like the most grandiose and biggest problem they've ever faced in their life. This is a strategy and a means to get attention because they know that if they can turn everything into something grand or bigger than it actually is, maybe in the form of talking about how they tripped over a pebble and making it seem like they fell down the Grand Canyon, they will ultimately get the attention they secretly crave. On this day that I embarked on a journey that changed my life. The roads that had once gotten familiar to me, now coated in what seemed to be some form of liquid. I scurried homeward, wondering what faced me next, and through the rain, I heard the roar of a wild beast. I looked behind me only to see it was my neighbor's dog, Mr. Fluffakins. Third trait is taking everything personally. Now, again, because narcissists have no form of self-esteem, they have nothing to soothe them when, say, a friendly joke comes their way, or maybe an insult. They let it get to their heads because they don't have that self-esteem that works as a barrier. Say someone makes fun of you and says, hey, you're ugly. If you have proper self-esteem, you'll be like, hey, I'm not ugly. I'm a pretty good guy. But narcissists, they don't do that. Thanks for giving me my order.
Hey, yeah, you straight, bro.
Straight? Of course I'm straight. Why not be straight? I'm not gay.
Chill, bro. I was just saying you good. Like, I was saying you good, bro. Like, I gave you an order. Like, you straight.
Obviously I'm straight. Do I not look straight to you? Because I'm straight. I don't suck dick. Maybe you suck dick. Maybe you call me straight to make me seem like I'm not straight, so you have to ignore the fact that you suck dick. You know what? I want to talk to your manager. Now, the reason why these are two traits of a narcissist is they both stem from the self-absorbed nature of having your top priority in your life to be getting consistent attention in some way, somehow. Because narcissists are consistently concerned, even in the most casual of conversations, of how they can get the most attention out of interacting with other people, they have a tendency to not actually think about what's being said or paying attention to anything around them. In addition to not being able to listen to others with actual, sincere, earnest thinking about what's being said, they are consistently self-absorbed, only ever being concerned about themselves, thinking about what they need to do and what they can do to get attention.
Oh my god, Jessica, I can't believe your mom died. Like, that's so sad.
Yeah, Jessica, we're here for you if you need anything, okay?
It's just been, really hard. Because it's one day she was here.
Oh my god, yeah, I can relate. This one time, I lost, a peanut underneath my couch, and, it felt so bad losing it. It felt so bad. So, I totally feel what you're saying. Brittany, what the fuck does you losing a peanut have to do with her mom dying? Well, no, I mean, I totally feel what she's going through. Like, we're kind of like similar in a way, you know? We're kind of on like the same wavelength, you know? We're like kind of relating. Brittany, the woman who just loved and raised her with all her effort, just died. That has nothing to do with a peanut. Ugh, I'm literally going through grief right now, like the same as her. Why are you talking to me like this? Like, I can't do it anymore. I can't. Well, looks like we reached the 10-minute mark. I wish I could honestly go through all the narcissistic traits. There's literally so many, and some narcissistic traits span into other like mental issues. So it's for those reasons that I can only give you the top 5 and probably the most important ones and the easiest ones to use to identify. Hopefully this video reminds you how important self-esteem actually is, because not only can it lead to deep narcissism, but it can also lead to a slew of other mental issues. As people, we need to look inwards and learn to build ourselves up, because if we don't, we will fall into tremendous dark times. Just remember, if someone's suffering from narcissism, they're not an evil person. They're just a person who hasn't been built up and has developed a proper self-esteem. With that being said, Polly, play the outro. Like, what do I pay you for? You were supposed to play it like 2 clips ago.
How have you been feeling since our sessions have started?
I don't want to talk about it.
Don't be nervous, I'm here to listen.
Like no one cares. Like no one fucking cares. Is that the answer you wanted? Right? You know, I'm getting older now, and I'm realizing that no one cares. You walk around and you look at the guy to your right. He's too busy with whatever the fuck is going on in his life. You walk around and look at the woman on the left. She's too busy with whatever she's going around. And you know, people are gonna say they say they care. They say they care, but that's a fucking lie. They just say that because they can't admit to themselves that they don't really care. But they just want to seem like somebody who cares. They want to tell themselves that they are someone who cares. Well, they don't! I see it every day! Every fucking day! That's how I feel, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of fucking telling everybody, oh, you're good. No, don't worry, it's fine. It's fine, don't worry about it. Because it's not fucking good! Are you even listening? Did you even hear a word that I just said? Or did I just give you $150 fucking dollars for nothing this month again?
I'm so sorry, I was watching a video my husband sent me. What did you say?